Okay, this is number 19 on page 53, and in this case we've got two trains. One, if you read through it, one starts in Brighton and one starts in Cogsville, and the distance between those two cities is given as 450 miles. Okay, so one train at 12 o'clock noon leaves Brighton and it's traveling towards Cogsville, and it's going at 90 miles an hour. Okay, the other train leaves Cogsville and travels towards Brighton, and it's going at 100 miles an hour. So this is a case where this train goes a certain distance and this train goes a certain distance, and at some point in here they're going to meet or cross each other. They'll pass each other. So this is a case where the distance that the first train travels plus the second train is the total distance. So what we need to figure out, the question is, at what time will they pass each other? So the thing about this train that left Cogsville is it says that it left Cogsville at 12:15. So it traveled 15 minutes less time than the first train. So this train leaves, 15 minutes later this train leaves. 15 minutes is a fourth of an hour. And we're going to work in hours because this rate, 90 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour, is in terms of hours. So let's say that this travels for a certain amount of time, and once we know that amount of time, we can use 12 o'clock and figure out what time it's going to pass the other train. Whatever time this travels, this goes 15 minutes less. So this travels for t minus 1/4 of an hour, which is what 15 minutes is. So the train leaving Brighton has a distance of 90t, and the train leaving Cogsville has a distance of 100 times t minus 1/4, or 3/4 t, and the total distance traveled then is 450 miles. So solving this, 100 times 1/4, so that's minus 25, is 450. And so we get t is equal to 5/2, or 2.5. We just divide through. So that means that it takes, that this train travels for 2.5 hours, t is 2.5, and this train travels for 1/4 of an hour less, 15 minutes less, so it travels for 2 hours and 25 minutes. So what time is it? Let's go off of the 12 o'clock here. If I start at 12 o'clock and I add 2.5 hours, or 2 hours 30 minutes, it should be 2:30 p.m. When the trains cross. So the trains pass each other at 2:30 p.m. Okay, and that's that.